All right, I am making this video for other music therapists like me, and this is a message to you to really encourage you to advocate for yourself and to stay the course because I totally believe in you. I really honestly believe that you are so important. I think it's one of the most underrated field out there, and it's the impact that you can make is so amazing, but I think that you may struggle in finding other people who are like you, who totally believe in what you do, but you're facing some issues with things like burnout, or just not finding validation for the kind of work that you're doing, and maybe not even feeling that you're paid for what you're worth. So if you struggle in those three areas, like you really are struggling to get paid what you're worth, or you're just not finding other people who are doing what you're doing and just like that community of like-minded people, or you may be struggling just to find clients or to really niche down and let other people know what you're doing, just because it seems like such a broad, it's so broad, and a lot of people don't even know what is a music therapist and what do you do. So this video is for you because I am where you were many years ago. I literally knew what I wanted to do when I was 15 years old. I knew I was going to be a musician and a counselor. I knew that I could put those two fields together because music therapy is multidisciplinary. That means you have to put so many disciplines together in order to help people. All right, so this video is for you, to encourage you to continue the course because you are so needed. But there are certain things and certain steps that you need to make in order to be successful in this field. And I'm going to share with you 3 steps that you need to make in order to be successful in this field and how to advocate for yourself. Okay, so here we go. The first step that I did in order to really be successful is to really niche down to a certain demographic that you are reaching out to. You have to be very clear on your ideal client, the person that you are serving. You can't just help everybody. You can't be a generalist. You can't just say, like, for example, if you meet someone and they say, I'm a doctor, but what kind of doctor are you? Are you a neurologist? Are you a gynecologist? Are you a neurosurgeon? Are you a pediatric surgeon? So being a doctor, when you say I'm a doctor, that is so broad. The reason why doctors are successful is because they have niched down. They know that they do brain surgery, for example, or they do or they're heart surgeons. They are very specific and they do one thing. Okay, so a lot of the times when you go to school and you learn to be a music therapist, it's so general, because I see people saying, oh, I'm a music therapist, I help children and I help adults and then I help the aged because I do all of these things. So you don't really know specifically who you're helping and the results you're seeking. So if you want to be successful in this field, you've got to niche down to who it is that you are serving and be very clear on it. Okay, so one of the ways that you can be clear on it is to work with a variety of people in a variety of different settings to figure out who is your ideal client, what lights you up, and what kind of people do you like to really hang out with to help. And so I'll give you an example how I was able to really niche down. I worked in a variety of settings. I first started working with young children, and I worked as a substitute teacher, and I went and subbed in different classes because I wanted to see which age am I really comfortable with, what age is do I find fun. So when I worked as a substitute teacher, I went to first grade, third grade, I went to middle school and high school. I immediately recognized which group that I did not want to work with. And preteens, that means in the kids in middle school, I knew I didn't want to work in that age group just by being among them as a substitute teacher. I was like, okay, so that's crossed out. Then I went to high school and I was like, oh, I don't want to work with teenagers. And then I substitute taught in a preschool class, and I was like, oh, this is where I want to be in, right? Early childhood education. But then even in early childhood education, there is the very, very young ages 3 to 5, ages 3 to 5. I really enjoyed that group, but the group that I really, really enjoyed working with is age 5 to 7, because the really younger ones are still in diapers, and I didn't like changing diapers all day long. And so my favorite group to work with was ages 5 to 7. Okay, so that is that by lots of repetition, by teaching Sunday school, by doing Awana Club, and and then also just babysitting or my friends' kids. So you just have to really expose yourself to all the different demographics to really niche down on the demographic that you are familiar with. So that's the first thing. What age do you want to work with? And then the second thing you need to really be clear on is the problem that you are solving. When I was teaching, the number one problem that I saw the kids were facing, and it seems like most of the kids in special ed were being diagnosed with ADHD. That was the most recurrent condition that I heard parents and teachers complaining out. Either the kids, there's two types of ADHD. That one is the hyperactive, and then one is the inattentive. Most girls have the inattentive one. It shows up differently in boys and girls. Most boys have the hyperactive, and then most girls they space out. It's mostly like spacing out, daydreaming, fantasizing, like trauma freeze. That's what most of girls suffer with. It's really harder to diagnose in girls, and it really seems to be a little bit easier to diagnose in boys, right? So also I noticed that parents wanted to find alternative ways other than medicating their children, and because the side effects of medications such as Ritalin, it was just enough for them to go, I need to find alternative ways. So once I realized that parents and children are really concerned about ADHD, I knew that I wanted to do something with it. I knew music was a really powerful way of helping. And some of you are wondering, why do some people suffer from ADHD and why don't others suffer from it? And it has something to do with it's a neurological problem. It has something to do with dopamine as well. So if children who have ADHD, the research has shown that they have lower levels of dopamine and norepinephrine, right? Those are two neurotransmitters. And it doesn't mean having low dopamine will lead to ADHD. That doesn't mean that. But there are ways to raise the level of dopamine so that the children will find motivation and be able to focus, especially on difficult tasks. And music therapy or playing an instrument, playing music has been scientifically proven to be able to raise levels of dopamine. So that's one of the ways that music therapy helps. So once you've recognized the age group you want to work with, and then you discovered specific problem that you are solving. And 3, then you identify the result that the result that you are providing for them, because people will pay you for the result, and they want to know that you have worked with children, like with clients like them, and you are able to show proof of your method that it is working. Okay, so what results can you provide? One of the sure results that, and you can see it, and you can prove it, is extending a child's attention span. Because one of the issues with ADHD is the attention span is so low, so small, and that really affects all of the areas of learning. So learning an instrument, like sitting on the piano, you have music, and you're teaching a child, in the beginning, their attention span could be as low as 10 seconds, right? Or it could be like 5 minutes. Like that means after 5 minutes, they're overloaded. They cannot continue to concentrate after that 5 minutes. So the goal, so when a parent comes to me and says, my child spaces out, they're unable to focus, and this is a problem, and I heard that music can help. So in my practice, I know that within a period of time, with consistency, their attention span is going to increase. And that means that they will be successful in all areas of learning. Okay, because in order to learn, you need a long attention span and be able to really focus, especially on difficult tasks like reading and math. Those are 2 of the areas that children really struggle with, reading and math. Okay, so those are 3 things. You've got to know who you're serving, you need to know what problem they have, and then you need to have proven results that you can really solve this problem. And once you're able to do those 3 things, that's when you start to really find success as a music therapist. But and then you're able to now create an irresistible offer, and you'll find that people know you for this. This is when you become an expert in your field. Like, people are looking for you to solve this problem. This is what you become known for. So I have been doing this for 2 years in the area I live. I live in a small town, about 38,000 people in the town that I live in. And I can honestly tell you that most of my referrals come from word of mouth. That means parents are seeing such amazing results with their children that they're just telling everybody. You're like, my kids started piano lessons and they're so good at math. They're able to concentrate in school. It's helping in all areas of their learning. And you've got to take lessons with Miss Jules. And I hear this all the time. It's really, my studio fills up 99% of the time. It is word of mouth, like referrals from other, because they see the results that are happening with their children. All right. So once you niche down, you will literally have no problem, and your business is going to grow. All right. So I've been doing this for 2 years now. I've done 4 recitals. It's been so fun. It's so fulfilling. I've seen such amazing results with my students and my families, and it's literally motivating me to keep going and to advocate for more and more music therapists. And so my encouragement to you is, when someone asks you what you do, I no longer say I'm a music therapist, because that is so vague. I tell people I am a holistic piano coach. So, and I help beginners ages 5 to 7 to build healthy coping skills and to increase their attention span. I work with children with ADHD, and here are my results. You can go to my website, Make Music and Thrive, and you could view my videos on my Facebook page or on my YouTube channel. You can see all of the proof. I show you all the children I work with. You can see them performing in the recitals and so forth, right? So everybody knows specifically that this is what I do, and it has taken quite a long time for me to get here, and that's why I'm encouraging you. I feel that you don't have to go through the struggle that I went through, because now you have an advocate. You have someone who can guide you in your career to really niche down, to find your ideal client. All right. So I can honestly say that when you say that you are a coach in the instrument that you are teaching, I want to advocate for piano teachers, because I think it's really the easiest instrument for beginners, especially to learn to read music. So I want to help you in your journey of becoming a holistic piano coach. All right. It's so much more self-explanatory, because you already show the instrument that you're working with. You're already saying that you're holistic. That means you're not just teaching piano, you're actually helping children in all of the areas of their learning. You're helping to solve a problem that's not just about performing or playing an instrument. Okay. So if you want more help in your career, you can go to my website, makemusicandthrive.com/careers, and there's a form that you can fill out, and I will contact you, and let me know the best time for me to reach you when you send me when you fill out the form on my website, and I will literally walk with you in your journey to becoming a holistic piano coach. It is such a fulfilling career. So if you had given up because you really weren't finding fulfillment in what you're doing, maybe you were working at a hospital or institution and you're like, this just didn't light me up, this is not fun, I want to encourage you to go back to it. I want to encourage you that this job is the most fulfilling job. Don't give up on yourself. I will advocate for you. I will guide you in your journey, and believe in yourself. We really need more piano coaches, because people really honestly don't want to give their kids medication. There's so many side effects. You are so important. You belong, you're loved, you're valuable, you're enough, you're a child of God, you have a purpose in God, and God has a plan for you, and I totally believe in you. So go to my website. I'll actually give you the link to it, and I hope to connect with you. So let's do this. Have a good one. And also, give me a comment. Like, I want to hear you. I want to hear what are your struggles in your career and how I can help you. What are some of the areas that which you are struggling with? Is it the first area of identifying your ideal client, the age group, and you want ideas of how to be able to come to do that? Are you struggling with finding what people are needing, or the issues that you're struggling with? Which of those three areas are you struggling with? Are you struggling with the third area, what kind of results that you want to produce in your students? Okay, so let me know which area you're struggling with, 1, 2, or 3, and reach out to me. I want to hear you. I want to hear your comments, and we'll see you on the next one. God bless you.